Animals, a church parking lot, and the so-called Lost Boys of Sudan don't seem to have an obvious linkage, but they're coming together to raise money to build a school in South Sudan by undertaking a unique fundraising strategy. VOA's Jill Craig has the story.
In a Washington, D.C. suburb at a church in Virginia, rescued circus animals lounge in cages and pens as parents bring their children to listen to a Bible lesson from Jim Lavender Jr., a former circus ringmaster who became a pastor 35 years ago. The menagerie is part of his Thank God for Kids ministry, which uses the animals during the presentation of children's sermons. The proceeds from this unique fundraiser support Abuk Loy, an organization co-founded by Angelo Manyar Macaire, a 32-year-old South Sudanese expatriate. He came to the United States in 2001 after fleeing Sudan's civil war and spending years in refugee camps in Ethiopia and Kenya. He describes his experience.
It was very, very difficult, and when I watched my mother and two brothers being executed before me, it was difficult. And walking for a long distance from South Sudan to Ethiopia wasn't easy too, and back and to Kenya. And being a refugee, it was not something that anybody wanted to be.
After Pastor Lavender heard Macaire's story, he decided to use his exotic animals to not only continue spreading the Christian message, but also to support Abuk Loy's work.
That's quite a story. So I listened, and I began to listen more about how little the people have. There's nothing. That shouldn't be in a day like this. And in addition to that, then there's the oppression that is so unfair, and the fact that girls don't have a chance for education. That's got to be fixed. And so in some small way, if I can help, that's what I want to do.
According to Macaire, education is the focus of his organization.
It was created to help build a school. People lost generations and generations of education in South Sudan because of more than 20 years civil war, and children are willing and eager to learn, but the people of South Sudan don't have capacity for that. So we created this organization to help build high schools in the town of Rumbek, Lake States.
And some of the children who came to the event, like 12-year-old Isabel, were happy to be a part of this project.
I think it's a really smart idea. I think that it would be a very useful thing to do. I think that it's going to help a lot of people, and I think it's going to really change a lot of things in South Sudan.
Macaire thinks that Lavender's presentation can also teach American children a bit about his culture.
That's why I bring those animals for the children. They don't see this regularly, at least maybe on TV or from reading them the story, which is very different from the African children. They see those animals, goats, cows, chicken, just around their house. But American children don't see that, so we just need to bring to them people to see different perspectives.
More than 1.5 million children and thousands of adult volunteers have attended Thank God for Kids public events throughout the United States, according to the group's promotional materials. Jill Craig, VOA News.
Now we want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is VOA Africa 54. Also get a VOA News fast on your mobile device through Google Currents. To get the app, go to voanews.com/currents.